week I did that video about these pictures and starting to plan for doing commissions for people. This is the morning that I'm gonna figure out all the how to pack stuff, do my first couple of commissions. I interrupt this program for a tiny call because there was some stuff I needed to get to be able to pull this off. First, sharp rotary blade, not for unsupervised use by children. Would you say that I'm a child? Good answer. I got some envelopes. I'm ready for people's orders. I'm gonna try to find some cardboard to put like as backing. I've been messing around with this for way too long, trying to figure out how to use it. For some reason I thought that the blade was running through the middle there, but it's just on the outside. That was like such an obvious thing that I didn't just look at. Anyway, so at first I cut it like a bit not quite on the line because I thought that I was cutting in a place where I wasn't. So I tried the other line and like that's pretty perfect and definitely better than the cutting skills of this particular line. This probably seems so silly, like a paper cutter is like a revolutionary thing, but to me it is because I've never used one or had one. I realised that that is basically the perfect colour scheme because I turned up the saturation in the photo editor on the thing and the colours in it are actually those green and orangish colours. I could see it like with my naked eye, but I wasn't totally sure, but like that's exactly the colours that are in it and that colour scheme is going to work like perfectly, I think. Here's the formal apologies for saying like so much. Gonna try to make it a bit less now, but in all the pre-recorded clips it's going to be there pretty strong. Maybe you could have a fun game of counting how many times I say it. But we're gonna put that behind us. What part of this the process is your favourite? Because I really like the colouring part. The sketch was tending to be a little bit more stressful because I was thinking I have to get this right because this is a commission for someone. The sketching was the hardest part and then the colouring was really fun. So I just wanted to give you a tip for when you know your picture looks wrong. I fixed it now. When you know your picture looks wrong but you're not sure how, just from your eyes, it's really good to get the... So I just use like Pages because I've got an iPad, and put your picture over top of the reference and lower the opacity so that you can see where things might be positioned a bit wrong. Like I think my nose was pretty bang on, but like the eyes, I had them really in the wrong place. I mean, the whole body's a bit different, but I'll have to work with it, but that's just a little tip for that. Would you prefer parts of the time lapses of art with just music and no voiceover? I always prefer it when there's a voiceover. I mean, sometimes it's nice to have a bit of music, but anyway, you tell me. But here's a little something that maybe is a bit more interactive. And I got some people to ask me questions on my Instagram, so here's a couple of those. Someone asked, have you ever drawn an axolotl? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And I can confirm I have not. But maybe that's something I should do for a video sometime. I know I've seen them before, but I never knew what it was called. Can you like comment how I'm meant to pronounce that? I have no idea. Oh, someone else asked, how old are you? And I'm 16. Be 17 in a few months. That's actually, I've got to do my theory test in a couple months. In a few months, so I'm prepping for that right now. If you've got any tips for preparing for the Irish theory test, then tell me about that as well in the comments. These three colours were very good to use together because you could get very dark with the green and orange because they're sort of opposites of each other, and then the purple to really get those darks in. Okay, so I'm just about finished with this drawing. I'm not sure whether to like add a little bit of a dog basket in it or something. I've asked the person what she wants. Quite happy with it. Like, this is a much longer haired dog than this one, so that had its own challenges. This took me 2.5 hours to do. But I haven't drawn all week, so I was just, I guess, getting back into the swing of things and warming up and stuff. My mom and sister, and also the person I was doing the picture for, all said that they would like the dog basket to be included. And it does make sense. It's sort of a bit, you can't really tell what the dog is sitting on at all. Something interesting about the dog basket was that it was just like sort of a browny orange, but it had like a fur trim rim thing. So it was cool playing with that negative space, because that white bit was just left white, and I had to indicate it from just the orange bit underneath, and how I could make the texture on the fur from just colouring in around it on the bottom side of the basket. I think it was quite successful. Good seeing the practicality of negative space and how it's actually, you know, a thing. Thinking that maybe I should add a little bit of black in here. So this next one, I need to figure out which commission I'm gonna work on next, first of all. That's sort of important. One colour scheme decided, and after this beast, I need to do something that's gonna be something a bit more mindless that I've already like picked a colour scheme and all of that stuff for. At this point, the day was drawing to the close, so I just got the sketch done for the last thing I did on Friday, and then I just started the colouring on Saturday. This was a really chill one to draw. I don't know why. I think it's because it was just like the head, and it was very clear, bold shapes in it as well. I chose a colour scheme that was very like the alpaca I did. It's basically the exact colours from the alpaca, and I sent those colours to the person I was doing it for and was like, is this gonna work? And she said, yeah, that'll be perfect. And it was good because it was a colour scheme I already knew would work. Oh, a tip is to, even no matter how hard it is, to keep that kind of control. Like, just layer up the darks first. Not the darks first. Start with the lightest, put all those colours in everywhere you can, try to find all the places you need to put that colour, then put the next darkest colour on, and then the next darkest colour. Because you're getting an even distribution then, and you can see the wood from the trees a bit more, you're not getting all fixated on one little area. I thought something really cute about this dog was that it was like there was this little patch of dark, little beauty mark on its cheek. That was cute. Oh, by the way, this dog's name is Bella. And I have met this dog before, which was also cool, actually having met the dog that I was drawing. Something that made this dog so much shorter to draw was because I think one thing, it's a short-haired dog, and also there's not much darkness. The only darkness is sort of on its nose and around its ear area. So I think that's something that I'm actually going to have to factor in to cost. If it's a long-haired and dark dog, that's just going to take longer. But a short-haired and much lighter dog is going to take way less time. The fact that this was short-haired as well left me much more wriggle room for playing with cross-hatching and that kind of stuff, which I really enjoyed. It was a nice change, because I really enjoyed that kind of cross-hatching and playing with my marks and the direction of my mark. I also used up my super dark purple that I'd been relying on so much of the time in that drawing. Panic! So in my other drawings in this video, I had to sort of go with the flow and try to figure out something else. It was probably a good thing that it ran out, so that I was forced to try to figure out other ways of doing things. Got so many puppy photos of the drawing I'm doing now. It was so hard to choose which one. But ultimately I ended up at this one. I tried to draw a couple of the other ones, and you saw I just kept erasing, and this is what we ended up with. But it is so cute, and she looks so peaceful, and I love the nose area. It looks really delicate, and and the little nose markings. Also, something sad, this is a puppy photo of a dog that had just been put down, so I'm glad I was able to record it in this little way. Today is Saturday, and today I managed to do this whole picture, and I managed to finish the Jack Russell. I did this one yesterday, and these have nothing to do with it. So I need to package this one for going off to America. That's so cool. I want to like make some sort of little cute thank you note and like a little extra sketch freebie sort of a thing. I guess it's going to be a bookmark because I have these offcuts from when I was cutting out the pages, and I haven't swatched on this, so I think this is what I'll write my thank you note on, and like a little bit of extra art. My goodness, am I happy with this! And it's so simple, and it literally took like 5 minutes, maybe 10, like 5 minutes. So like really pleased with this, like. And I went straight in, like you saw what happened. I went straight in with no sketch and just blocked stuff out, and I really love the look of this. This is really nice to just de-stress with something really simple and just zero pressure like this after doing 3 commissions in a row. Hope you enjoy this, the person who's going to receive this one. I just spent way too long on this label that's going to get ripped up. But oh well. It was fun, and I learned some stuff about how I like to do a cool way of doing lettering, and reminded myself of how much I like these swirly whirlies. So yeah, I misspelled Ireland, and I almost misspelt it there, and then I misspelt it again, so I just incorporated it. Yo, back. I never say yo. I'm back. Guess I'll like slip it in there. That's cute. That's probably fine. That's fine. You really need to go to bed. First, I tend to split the page into the paper into 4 pieces, just to give me a better idea of where stuff is, and then I just start sketching stuff, and I try to find the bigger shapes, like where's the head and like where would stuff end, just like with the huge shapes possible. And then I start niggling it down a bit, and then once I've got an okay sketch, so I've got some like visual like points of reference, I like to overlay it with the actual reference image, just to try to tweak stuff and figure out what I'm seeing that's incorrect, even though I can't figure out exactly what's incorrect, and that's very helpful. Here's another one where I started sketching one thing and then completely changed tracks. But it was not a lost cause. Oh, as you can see here as well, I had to resketch it so many times. I don't know what it was about this spaniel that was just so difficult. I'm sort of gutted. I just cut off too much. I was meant to cut along this line, I cut along the margin line. Now the composition's all off. Does it mean I'll need to cut the other margin off, making the paper even smaller? Maybe things will be better after I've eaten. That'll teach me to be guillotine happy. There's no going back once you've done that sort of thing. But I think that overall it ended up being, I made the best of it because it pushed me to add the background in so that I could balance off the composition without cutting more off the paper. Also thought I'd take the opportunity to shout out the person who gave me, who I'm doing this commission for. She's called, what's she called again? Choch Negri. And she does house portraits. You can find her on Instagram, I'll link her below. So thank you, Saffron. That's really cool, artists supporting other artists. I do want to order something at some point, some piece of artwork, because I literally only have my artwork on the walls, but I need to find something that I really like first. Also, this spaniel looks so much like my nanny's old spaniel. Okay, more Instagram questions. Which program are you using to draw on your MacBook? I use Clip Studio Paint. I got it with this little Wacom tablet we got. It didn't come with my big one that I use for digital drawing, but the free subscription or whatever it is came with the small one, so that was cool. What's your favourite animal? That's really difficult. What's your favourite animal? The comments need to be flooded with people's favourite animals. I do think monkeys and cows are really cool though. Also, I wanted to comment again on that green. Layering that green over that purple that I put down made it so much darker. I used no black in this picture, but I was able to get such dark darks because of layering the green on top of the purple. At this point, I thought I was finished. I sent a picture to Saffron, but she said, could you make the nose a bit darker? and that was exactly what was needed. Oh, more of those flowers. I'm so happy with this. Anyway, so more questions. Oh, what's my favourite flower? That's an appropriate one to come up at this point. I like wildflowers. I think all flowers are fabulous. I love wandering around the botanic gardens in Dublin. But I really like wildflowers, and I enjoy like these long flowers that I'm doing here. Oh, buttercups too. Oh, I really like orange flowers. I think there's something very striking and stunning about those kinds of orange flowers that sort of have kind of ombre mixing of other colours. And what's my favourite thing to paint or draw? That's an impossible question for me. I go through phases of liking different processes of drawing. A couple of weeks ago it was really detailed watercolour, trying to do realistic cartoon people stuff. Now it's drawing with ballpoint pen to create animals and freehanding wildflowers with watercolour. But overarchingly it's people. It's always people. Yeah, well, we just missed out some commentary on some packaging then. I'm sure you could see what was going on. Things ended up quite to the mess, so got to tidy up a bit. And from this point forward, it's just to do with packaging. Guess that indicates how close to the end of this process we are. Want to see something cool? And also, this one. They just look so cool. And I'm trying to like match what I write on the sticker to match the colours inside. And this is the little watercolour I did for this one with like little note. Oh, I've forgotten to do the note for this one. I've got these envelopes for the ones that I don't have to post. And I did these cute buttercups for this one. And, oh, one more. This has been a great learning process. I mean, I've spent the entire weekend on this stuff, but good learning. One thing is that apparently PayPal charges us when we send stuff out, so I need to factor that in next time. I'm so glad I've discovered this, that I can do this sort of stuff. It's great fun. It's less pressure doing plants because, you know, no one's going to be saying, that doesn't look like this particular plant, because no one has to see what the reference was. And plants can be very random. Because, like, pets are a step. Like, humans are like, you have to get it right, otherwise it's... Pets are like one step down from that, I feel, because a lot of pet breeds can all look like the same as each other. I'm probably going to get some people not very happy with me for saying that, but then plants are like on a completely different plane from pets or people. I've got these packets and I need to write that note and then wrap it up, put it in, and then I'll be able to post them tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday, and then hopefully I'll be able to edit this video next Friday and have it up for you. I still haven't eaten and it's like past 8 o'clock and I really need to go to bed because I've got to do school tomorrow. Yay! Great, I feel really good about that because now everything's just, you know, in a tidy pile, everything's packed, and all I have left to do is like find out addresses and get to the post office and send them off or deliver them to where they need to go. So very happy. This is the end of my first time ever packaging stuff up, doing commissions. Who knows when more will come in? I don't know, but this was a good experience to have, and I've learned a lot. I should probably write down some of the stuff I've learned for next time. Anyway, see ya!
Remember that you can DM me on my Instagram if you want a portrait of your pet. Thank you so much for watching, hope you enjoyed, bye!